Alright, before we begin, just want to quickly go over my review system here. If you haven't seen my previous games I beat videos for a month. So at the bottom, I have garbage, kind of your throwaway games, and at the top, classic, ones that you will remember forever. So yeah, I like giving games a one-word answer rather than a number score. I think it's pretty self-explanatory this way, and yeah. That's all I kind of wanted to say, so hope you enjoy this video. Oh, hi everyone. Just got back from doing some adventuring. Always keep Buster Sword handy for any sort of adventure. Also like to keep myself safe when I sleep. So on this journey, I went on a lot of different paths, because sometimes you get bored, you gotta go on a journey once in a while. So, since we have the Buster Sword, let me talk about my Final Fantasy XVI journey here. So, I love Final Fantasy XVI now. This is going to be the most controversial game of this year, probably, because yeah, there's going to be so many mixed opinions about this, but for me personally, I really enjoyed this game. I love the story, the characters were really cool, as yeah, this is the best Cid by far in any Final Fantasy, and just a ton of fun throughout the whole journey, amazing music, beautiful game too, and moving forward, I would like to see, more RPG elements, like having, elemental damage and things like that, but overall, fantastic game of Clive's journey, kind to rewrite his destiny, right, and destroying the mother crystals and everything like that. So, I think I'm going to give this game an amazing rating. Not quite classic, because I would still put other Final Fantasies ahead of this one for me personally, but still is a really great game. I loved pretty much every second of this game, and yeah, it's one of the best games of 2023 in my opinion. So yeah, really enjoyed this game, but it's going to be very divisive with a lot of people, so yeah, put that back under my bed here. And then on the Switch, I was playing the first Mario Brothers game through Super Nintendo Online. Yeah, that's it. And the Super Mario All-Stars version of Mario 1. So we have a classic here, the first Super Mario Brothers game. Haven't played this game in a little while, so I want to revisit it and play through all the levels without using any warps, because I rarely ever do that. So some of the levels I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this one, or it's like, oh, I don't remember this one at all. And it's a fun game, and I appreciate what this game has done for the gaming industry and all that, but overall it's actually probably one of my least favorite Mario games, because it is very basic. The levels do pretty much repeat themselves, right? And now, with the All-Stars package, it's kind of nice to have, like, the updated visuals every time you go to a castle to save Toads. The amount of Toads will keep increasing, like, for World 4, there'll be 4 Toads and everything like that, so that was kind of cool. But overall, again, for what this game has done, for sure it'd be classic, but for me, just playing the game, I will give it a good rating. So, I definitely stumbled on what my thought process was, so that's why, yeah, I kind of rambled there talking about Mario 1, but yeah, really fun to revisit that. Even if it's not my favorite Mario game. What else do we have in here? You know what? Let's go more Square Enix with Trials of Mana. Is it Trials? Yes, Trials. Sorry, just had to check because there's another game, very similar words to Trials. So Trials of Mana was a really fun kind of action RPG remake of, old game that never came out here in North America, right? So, yeah, really cool. Now, story's pretty basic, and voice acting is quite questionable for English and everything like that, but man, overall, the game is still a ton of fun to play, and it just flows really well, and there's different difficulty options and things like that, right? So, really solid game, and had a lot of fun. I can see myself coming back to this game every now and then, try to clean up to get all the trophies, things like that, so I think I'll give this game a great rating. I really enjoyed Trials of Mana. Trials? Yes, Trials. So a really solid, remake. And okay, what else is... something else is poking me down here. What is this? Oh, Keyblade. Forgot I kept this here. Oh well. Moving on. We have some Trails games to talk about, so let's talk about Trails to Azure first. See what I mean? Trails, Trials, very similar. Man, it's so nice to have these Trails games all together now, right? Because, for a long time we didn't have these cross-spell games, and it's so cool to have these now. And so, Trails to Azure, it's probably among my least favorite of the Trails games. Now, that's not to say it's a bad game at all. All these games are amazing, but just compared to the Sky series along with Cold Steel and even From Zero, I'd probably put this at the bottom just with the amount of backtracking and a bit of a sloppy story at the start. It really picks up near the end, right? And but overall it's still a really great game, and it's just really nice to see how Lloyd's story connects, because at the end of Trails to Azure, I believe it connects in between Cold Steel 2 and 3. So just really cool. And so I think I'm going to give this game a great rating. Like I said, it might be among my least favorite, but I still love this game. I love all the Trails games. They're fantastic, and if you haven't checked them out, if you love old school RPGs with modern kind quality of life improvements, then I highly recommend these Trails games. So really enjoyed these games, and I want to beat this before I would play the latest Trails into Reverie, the end of a saga here. Well, this is the end of an incredible saga, as after 10 games, this is kind of it for this Trails kind of storyline. Now, there's 2 in Japan that are supposed to get localized at some points that kind of continue on, but they're I think it's completely different characters, along with changing the gameplay to a more action, ease type style. But so this was a very bittersweet ending because of spending this much time with all these characters. It was just incredible, and I'm going to miss it because, probably spent well over 1,000 hours combined on all these games, and it's really cool. This game, you got 3 different storylines. You got Reen's story, Lloyd's story, and a mysterious figure named C. All their stories sort of connect, and it's just awesome seeing all these characters together, as there's a lot of surprises. I'll kind of not say too much about that, but just a lot of fun characters you get to meet and play as and everything. Now, story-wise is a little messy just because of how much is in this game. There's so much, so certain characters that would have been big parts in previous games get more shoved to the sideline a bit, and this one, well, others have a bigger spotlight, things like that, right? So, but overall, this is a fantastic end to just this whole series, and like I said, it's very bittersweet. Love it. And overall, yeah, again, I'm not going to quite give it the classic rating because, again, the story was a bit messy, but I'm definitely giving it the amazing rating. You know, it's just, yeah, what a fantastic end, and you got these cool mini games in this Reverie corridor to play. Like, there's so much to do in this game. It's awesome, and yeah, what end to all this. So yeah, fantastic end, and yeah, a lot of cool surprises with this one. So really great journey there. And what's this? The mouse. Right, there were some PC games. Let's quickly go over those PC games. So first up we have a game called Bright Memory Infinite. So this is like an updated version of a game called Bright Memory. As you know, it was alright, but it's incredibly short. You can beat this game in like 2 hours or so, and game's very confusing story-wise. Like, visually, the game looks stunning. It's an incredible looking game. There's a lot of fun to be had too, because it's this shooter with a lot of fun little gadgets you get to use, but it's one of those games that doesn't know what it wants to be, right? Because, you know, there's like a driving segment that lasts like 30 seconds and then you never drive ever again, and just, you're also fighting against like a bunch of different Spartans at points, and it's just really, really weird and confusing. But overall, still, I would probably give this game a good rating just for the fact that, you know, one person, I believe, made this entire game, which is pretty impressive. And, you know, and I did have fun with it. Just, yeah, it's incredibly short. And next for the PC games, we have Ys 1. So this is part of the Ys 1 to Chronicles remake, and overall, you know, very solid. Now this is very, very basic, like, you know, because to defeat enemies, you basically just run into them, and I did have to use a walkthrough for this because, yeah, you have to talk to a lot of different people to trigger the next scene that will happen, right? And I got completely lost, so yeah, I did have to use a walkthrough for this, but it's really cool to see kind of the beginning of Ys, right? And yeah, so I did have fun with this. Now, overall, no, it's not a great game, you know, Ys games have really evolved since then and everything, but you know, and this game you max out your level within like the first hour or something, because you only level up to like level 10 and that's it. So before you're even halfway through your max level, so kind of weird that way, but still, I really enjoyed my time with this game, and yeah, I'm going to give it the good rating. Again, you know, overall it's probably more in the mediocre title for Ys games, but because I had fun with it, I'm going to give it the good rating. So yeah, some cool games of Bright Memory and Ys 1, so that was fun to look at. And Xbox 360 controller. Wonder how I sleep with all this stuff. Anyways, I played a 360 game called Stacking. So Stacking is quite a fine game, or should I say double fine game. Yes, this is another fantastic double fine game in which, yeah, you're having these, those Russian dolls or whatever that stack together, and you're using them to solve puzzles because your family kind of gets sent into sort of work kind of camp, right? They're captured and everything, so it's up to you to figure out where they are and save them all, right? And you're solving puzzles, and yeah, just an overall fun game, you know. They're like, it's a fun puzzle game. There's multiple ways to pursue these puzzles and to unlock new kind of people or dolls you get to be as, and each doll has a special ability, and it's just a really neat game. I'm glad I finally check this game out because it's a really fun game. Highly recommend. So I'm going to give Stacking an amazing rating. I love this puzzle game. So yes, another really fun puzzle game from Double Fine, so excellent stuff. And we're running out here. I can see we only have a few games left. So, we talked about Trials and all that. Let's talk about a different Falcom game, because we talked Trails, sorry. I keep getting confused with Trials and Trails, but we talked about Trails, we talked about Ease. Let's talk about another Falcom game, Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus here on PS4. Tokyo Xanadu is one of those hidden gems that more people need to check out. Kind of known as a Persona clone for some, because the game features high school students who enter a mysterious new world and everything like that. But yeah, this game is just really fun, having Ease type gameplay and everything, fantastic story and characters. It's just pure fun to play that I don't think a whole lot of people have played or know about, so highly recommend this game. This is a fantastic, another fantastic game from Falcom. I loved every second of this. I kick myself for taking this long to actually beat this game, because yeah, there's just so much to love about this, going into these eclipses to kind of fight, close these gates and all that keep popping up due to people's emotions. So overall, I give this game the classic rating. I love this game. Is really great, really cool. So yeah, highly recommend Tokyo Xanadu. So yeah, I think a lot of people should check this out. Really fun game, very underrated. And now we have one final game. So I love puzzles. I love being a detective during my journeys. So we have Detective Pikachu to end this journey. Detective Pikachu was just such a fun, relaxing game for me, as you're playing as Tim Goodwin, who's trying to locate kind of his father and all that, comes across a Pikachu, and so together, they kind of work together, trying to find Tim's father, while also solving little puzzles and mysteries throughout the city. And yeah, just really fun, solid game. Again, yeah, great puzzles. I'm looking forward to Detective Pikachu 2, because I really enjoyed my time with this one. Now, this one did end in a very anticlimactic way, I will say that. But luckily we are getting a sequel, so yeah, and coming out soon this year, right? So that'll be fun to look forward to. But now, the big thing with this game is, because it's Pokemon and all that, the puzzles aren't super hard to figure out or anything like that. And it's one of those games that you play through once, you probably won't play through again. So with all that in mind, I'll probably give this game the good rating. Had a lot of fun with it, but it's not something that I can see myself playing time and time again. So yeah, a really solid game. Looking forward to the second Detective Pikachu coming out later this year. So yeah, I don't think I said this in my intro. Sorry about that, but this was my gaming journey throughout both June and July. So July only had 2 games I beat of Final Fantasy XVI and Trails into Reverie. Very long games, right? So I hope you enjoyed. Also, I hope you enjoyed this dedication I'm doing, being fully clothed in my bed when it's like plus 30 out, and that's in Celsius, not Fahrenheit, so don't get confused with that, because 30 in Fahrenheit would be pretty cold, and that would be why I would be under the covers. So if I'm sweating a little bit, now you know. So, thank you for joining me on my gaming journey. I think it's time to go back to sleep, so Keyblade, go back in, along with the Buster Sword, and, sorry, you didn't go fully in there, you went under my other blanket. Get back in there, Pro Controller. And so, with that, good night, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Ow. Stupid keyblades on this worst spot. Yeah, I'm keeping all this in. This will be so fun. Oh boy, I'm sweating so bad. I'm never doing this for a skit ever again, not unless it's super cold, because oh man, this is way too warm.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, or if you just want to see my skits and then nothing else and leave the video, that's fine too. Thanks everyone, take care.